And here I am, I've arrived at Revival, Retro Gaming Expo, over in Wolverhampton, up in the Midlands. Absolutely easy to get to, really. It's at a Holiday Inn at Wolverhampton Racetrack. You park straight up outside. There's hotel accommodation right there, which is quite affordable, because obviously it's not a race weekend, so they haven't got much going on. So you can get there quite cheaply. They do Saturday and Sunday tickets or weekend tickets. I had a weekend ticket, but I only stayed for the Saturday, and I did stay overnight. It ran to about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, then it started to shut down. I think it opened from about 10, half 10. I got there about 11 o'clock. There was no queues whatsoever. You literally just walk straight in. So literally just a couple minutes footage on a time lapse, so 2 times speed. Just me walking around the event so you can get a real sense of just how large the venue was. So it wasn't crowded at all, even though it was a good turnout. It's sort of like a massive L shape there. They do sell alcohol, which is great, and other soft drinks, so you can get beer there, cider. There's Side Ginger Hippie Gaming. You'll see a few tubers as we're swinging around the camera. But yeah, there's loads of computers to play. Lots of people stalled out. It was really, really good. There's arcade cabinets in the middle. I thought there might have been more, but then thinking back at Blackpool at Play Expo, there's probably similar amount. But yeah, I didn't really play too much of that. I was playing more on the older computers. There's Martin over at the Hobby Lodge as well. So who else can we see as we go round? I think there's Tootie's stall. There he is. There's a famous Tootie UK selling some wares over on his table. But yeah, there's lots of awesome stuff. You're going to see in a minute. I will show the pickups which I've got, and then we'll head back to the games room. We'll go through some of the gameplay and talk about the games that I've got and the things that I missed out on. You could buy food as well. I'll tell you what, I didn't come here for the fucking food. Yeah, so as you can see, not the greatest of food choices, just some standard burgers and chips, but lessons learned, you can get food from the Holiday Inn, and it was a nice weather, so you could have just sat outside in the sun on the bench and paid a couple of quid more for some slightly better menu. They had fish and chips and things like that. They had a shredder as well. They had better lager. I only had Carlsberg in here at the event, but beggars can't be choosers. The price was about, I want to say it's about £5.80 or £6 for a beer, which is sort of how these things go at events. So yeah, like I say, beggars can't be choosers. Just happy to have an alcohol licence and have an actual alcoholic beverage at one of these events. Now look at this. Sega Game Gear's recap, not just recaps, they got actual, the screens have been replaced, they've been battery modded. These were absolutely awesome. They were really, really tempted. He wouldn't budge on the price at all. They were like $2.99, but he would only do like a tenner off. I was hoping to get $2.50, but I was probably way punching. He had the Nomad as well there. That's absolutely awesome to see a Nomad. And then, yeah, the Game Gears, again, there was some for 200 quid that Retro Bear and Retro Repair Bear Claire was selling. So it's very tempting, but I picked up a few games, and you're going to see now all the different Game Gear games which I saw. That's predominantly all I was looking at was his Game Gear games. I have been loving Nintendo Wii as well. So I was looking at some of the titles, but I picked up a few Game Gear games, which you'll see at the end of the video. So I was kind of happy with what I found. But yeah, absolutely gassed to be at Revival. All the OG gamers and tubers talk about this from back in the day. It hadn't been on since COVID. This is one of the big events that everyone talks about. So yeah, I was gassed to see it for myself. So to actually be here and to see everyone and meet a couple of extra people, which is pretty cool. So there's loads of people there. Probably too many to mention in case I miss anyone off, but there were some people which I talked to which I hadn't actually met in person. So I got to see Martin at the Hobby Lodge, which was pretty cool. I got to meet Lee, Nerdy Geezer as well. I'd never met him before. And also Tetley as well. So yeah, ZX Tetley, got to meet him as well. And we sat at the bar all night till about 12 o'clock, just talking about gaming and putting the worlds to rights. So it was absolutely awesome. Yeah, so many Game Gear games at the event. There was a lot of titles which I didn't have, but I was just trying to be picky and pick things up which I don't normally see. There was some Japanese titles in there as well, as you saw at Sonic and Tails. There was a lot of sort of American ones, which has normally got the purple down the side of them. It is region 3, the Game Gear, but I thought I'll just stick to PAL European, otherwise it would get too complicated. Psychic World don't actually have that title, or the Chess Master, but like I said, I was just literally trying to go for games I didn't have. Plenty of columns there. The old Tetris rival. Devilish, still a game I want to pick up. It's a decent game, it's a cheap game, but I see it everywhere. So I was literally picking up those few games which you don't come across. So there was some good hitters in there. Alien, great game. But obviously I've picked that up on a previous video before. How cool is this? I'm pretty sure Dow Daily Retro's got that Game Boy stand, but that'd be cool to have a Game Gear version of that. Always great to see a Virtual Boy. They had one you could play as well. Yeah, so when I said older computers earlier, not really older than arcades, but yeah, I was playing more of the, you know, cartridge and micro sort of stuff. So it was really good because only really proper old retro stuff I got at home that I play regularly is the Atari 2600. And I was blown away with the ColecoVision because I sometimes pick up the wrong game by accident. Thinking it's an Intellivision cartridge or an Atari cartridge. And I've picked up before, someone said in a video, Scott, you've picked up their Golf for the ColecoVision. But luckily, Cy Ginger Hippie Gaming wanted the game. So I actually brought it with me and he actually played it on his Coleco as well. And I was blown away by the graphics. So like, I love Donkey Kong. And I play it on the 2600. But the graphics on there's no detail on the face. The ColecoVision fucking leaps and bounds ahead, really. And I had no idea. I've never seen a 5200. I've got a 7800, which is like similar size to the 2600. But that 5200 was absolutely massive. So yeah, every day's a school day. There's some cool games in this little bucket here. A little bit of Game Gear cartridge, AMSR, or however you say it, ASMR, I don't know how you say it. But yeah, I would have definitely picked up Aladdin and Tarzan. I love Aladdin, absolutely love it on the Mega Drive. And I replayed it on Nintendo Switch Collection as well. But yeah, I thought I'd wait for the... I'm assuming there is a power release of it. But yeah, that's got the... See the sort of purple, red vertical right on the sides. I think that's an American cartridge. But I'm sure at some point I'll pick up a few of those. No doubt. And there was some lovely box games, very well priced, like this Indiana Jones. But I said, no, I've got to stick to loose carts only. As you can see, I'm sure you can all agree, the collection is coming on quite nicely now. So I'm going to have to order another rack, because that rack on the far side of the right is going to be filled up as soon as we get into these pickups, baby. Right, before we get stuck into the pickups, I need to do some shout-outs, but it's hard because I'm going to forget someone. There were so many people there. Obviously, mentioned Cy, Ginger Hippie Gaming, mentioned Tootie, mentioned Martin, Hobby Lodge earlier, mentioned Lee, Nerdy Geezer, obviously Scott, Sega Zombie, Alex, I think he said Nintendo Archive then, Arcade Archive, obviously Tetley, ZX Tetley, Hyper Trigger X, Retro Bear, Big Game Out, which I don't think I've met in person before either. Who else did we have there from the gang? A few people that aren't on the tubes, even a couple of mates that we hang out with in the bar on a Saturday night. There were so many people to mention. I'm sure of Lee Retro Rams there. Scott, Sega Saturn Lad was there. Everyone was there. But yeah, apologies. I might just randomly throw a name in while I'm showing these pickups because there'll be someone it'll just pop to my head and someone I've forgotten about. Cyber Snake J was there again. I met him before, but it was great to catch up with him. And anyone else, I do apologise. If I keep thinking them before I upload this video, I'm just going to chuck them in there. But yeah, apologies if I've forgotten. Pete on a retro tip, he was there. But yeah, terrible memory. I've got the best of days. Anyway, I recorded this fresh, literally on a Sunday. So the revival event is currently still on right now. But I had to come back in the morning, straight away on a Sunday, because we're away on a Monday to Centre Park. It's a bit of a holiday with some friends. So I thought I'd get straight into it. And I'm normally a week ahead of the video. So by the time this goes out, it'll be a week later. So I'm sure you've probably seen plenty of different, from different people's opinions and different stories of the event. So yeah, hopefully you can see what it's all about and let me know what you think of it. I think for me, it's probably my third event, like top three favourite. I really love Blackpool. That's my favourite. I've only been once, so I'm judging it on that. But it's more about the hangout and the meet-up, innit? And then second was probably OLL Norwich. But that was just because it was chaos with Rampage Talk and Alley. We had this Street Fighter tournament. We did a rock, paper, scissors tournament. We were just on one there. We had a good laugh. And Nottingham's always a good laugh because you get some people go to events you don't normally get to see, like Legendary Goldtooth. That's one event he does go to. There's a few people that couldn't make this one this time. Big U-Star Gamer, Alex, for example. Nottingham, Rob, Nots Gamer. So yeah, there's a few people unfortunately couldn't make it, but I'm sure they'll make other events. So guys, let me know because I'm not on like Facebook and stuff. Other than YouTube, I'm not on Facebook, I'm not on Instagram. So I know Dana, another shout out. Dana said about Black Country Games Fair. And all those guys are there, like Tootie, Repair Bear Claire. They're all there. But yeah, this one's in October. Apparently, I missed the last one. Retro Ed went there. Shout out to Retro Ed. He missed the event because he was this event revival because he was at Smashing Pumpkins concert, I think, and another one. I didn't know they were still going. I remember them from school. But yeah, that's Wolverhampton, 26 to 28 Mount place at the Robin R&B Club. So I'll hold it there for a second so you guys can see, but you can Google it. But yeah, I'm going to Blackpool, which is in October, I think the 5th and 6th, and then this will be after that. I'm going to one in Nottingham. I always go to ones far away. Let me know if there's any around Essex and London. I went to one in Brighton, but still 2 hours down. Norwich is 2 hours. I never seem to go anything close. But guys, let me know, because any events I can go, expos, markets, I will go to. But I prefer expos. Some of the markets put me off. That's why I haven't done a London one. I got put off at Doncaster a couple of years ago. But yeah, that's a really good one, the Black Country Games Fair. I went to the first 2, and I missed one because I was away, but I will be there. But anyway, apologies if I've missed anyone. I'm really trying to rattle my brain to think who I've missed off. But anyway, it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter, does it? It was lovely to see everyone, is what I mean. That's what it's all about for me. Because I've got plenty of gaming shops near me. Retro Hunter, Miso, there's good CXs, there's Basio. I've got the Retro Realm up the road. Like, I'm spoilt, really. Within an hour's drive, I've got so many good shops. I go to these places just to, you know, just to hang out with everyone, basically. A bit of a meet-up, having a few beers and catch up with everyone and talk gaming. So, for me, that's what it's all about, and that's what I judge it on. But yeah, this is probably up there with my third after Norwich and Blackpool. So yeah, it's a top 3. I'll definitely go again. Really enjoyed it. But yeah, let me guys know what you thought of the event itself. So let's get into the pickup. So there's a little bit of a spoiler, not a spoiler, a special. So at the end of the footage, you might have saw a game or two for a different system, which I picked up, which is going to rock my world, because I haven't played that console for ages. I realised a few things there as well. I have got a GX400 Amstrad boxed, and I've never really played. Well, I've never played it because I got put off. I got scared. Side Gingerby Gaming told me, Scott, do not plug it in. When I got it like a year ago, it goes bang. You need to get another adapter. So I never really played it. And then they had one set up, and I played RoboCop. And I didn't like the version of RoboCop, to be honest with you. I didn't shoot nothing. I was more jumping over stuff. And then they had a Burning Rubber, and those are 2 of like the best games of the system. And there's only like 30 games or so on the system. And I didn't really enjoy it. So I thought, well, that's just sitting there. That's like 150 quid. So I could trade that in and get like a modded Game Gear. That's what I want to do. So I realised I'm definitely going to do that. I'm going to have a little game on television as well. Because if that's no good, then, well, if I'm not enjoying it, I enjoyed Atari. Even though the graphics aren't very good. I enjoy the ports on there. But I'm going to try it in television. Because if not, I'm not playing that either, really. I need to try and sort some stuff out. Even talking to Tetley, you know, he's going about all this in the Spectrum and stuff like that. But I need to find out. Anything I haven't used in the last year, I need to give it a go. And if I'm not enjoying it, I need to move it on, because then I would have more money at these events to get more things that I want to do. Do you know what I mean? Put things into this collection which I want to. With that said, shall I go into it now? Yeah, I will go into it now. Okay. So I've got an Atari Jaguar, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I brought it because the fucking box looked cool. And I'll admit that straight off the bat. It was just one of those cool systems. I know very little about it. I think it come with Xenomorph, is it? That it came with. But I know there's not many games for it either. And I like Atari, to be honest with you. A bit of a fanboy for it. So I do like it, to be honest with you, just as a brand and for what it stands for. So I thought it was cool. And I come across one in one of my local shops, whenever it was. And it was good condition and okay price, so I picked one up. You don't come across those things every now and again. And anyway, near the end of the day, you're sort of walking around, and I saw Wolfenstein 3D, and the game is priced fairly well. It's on the back there. It's 35 quid. You can haggle, but I'm a bit too nice at these. I'm a bit of a mug, really. I'm too polite. I don't like to sometimes. But I'm pretty sure on eBay that's like 60, 70 quid. People sort of import it, but you can get it at CEX. Whether it's in stock, I don't know, but it's similar price at CX, to be fair. But it's cheating ordered online, isn't it? It's more fun stumbling across it. But I know that's a very good game in the system. That and Alien vs Predator meant to be banging. So I thought, do you know what? Oh, that'd be cool to play. So I'm gonna play that. You've seen some footage on the screen anyway. And the other game is, and then I was saying, oh yeah, that's a cool game. I'd like to have Doom for it as well. Try that out. And it'd be cool to take it to Blackpool, because I could get it signed, couldn't I? But yeah, so Doom, and then I stumbled across Doom. I literally just stumbled across it a few stalls up. And I did this time, tried to get, that says 30, so I must have got it for 25, which is a good price in comparison to CEX. For footage for that, little advert, it's bloody hilarious. But yeah, absolutely really over the moon to pick those up, because it's another console I can play, and there might only be 3 or 4 games which are worth playing for it, but At least I can play it, and if I want to move it on or keep it, then, you know, I've got a bit of a story about it, or I can, you know, I've sometimes you get out your system, don't you? I feel like that with the Amstrad. I played the Amstrad, got out of my system. So I got the Amstrad, so I thought, oh, that looks pretty cool. And basically, I like cartridges, the tapes and cassettes and stuff like that. It's a little bit too fiddly for me, to be honest with you. But I'm a sucker for a cartridge. So yeah. So anyway, so yeah, I picked those two up. So really excited to play that. Now, a little gift from, I'm pretty sure his name is Colin Cox, I think. Colin Cox, Hybrid Gamer. My memory serves me well. Unagi. Put it on the screen. He commented on a video. I bumped into him. Lovely bloke. He was collecting a lot of discs for, must be Amiga. Must be the Amiga. And yeah, he said to me, he commented, have you got columns? And I joked, said, no, I've been avoiding the really common titles, but I'll get them at some point. This come packaged with a lot of systems. Hard to find box, I would imagine. But I said, no, I haven't. I sort of avoided it because it's quite common. And he brought it with him, which is really kind. And he gave it to me, which is really sweet. But yeah, lovely bloke, really nice guy. And that's what's cool about his events, because you watch other people's videos, don't you? You comment things and you sort of feel like you know people, but then you see them. It's all quite strange and surreal, isn't it? And everyone, I was saying to Tetley at the bar, everyone's exactly like you would imagine them in real life than what they're like when you watch them on telly and that. But of course they would be. Why would they be different? I don't know why I'm saying that. But yeah, anyway, that was cool. So yeah, thank you very much for that, mate. It's very kind of you. Should have bought a beer really, but yeah, I did see him on the hunt about. But yeah, a really nice guy. But yeah, I didn't see him at the bar in the evening. And then I picked up Paperboy. Now I've slagged this off in the past because of my own idiocy. I think I got rid of it in the NES in the end. I remember it being a lot easier on the Mega Drive, Genesis or whatever. I remember it being very easy. A kid on the street I lived at called JJ opposite me. He basically used to have a cartridge, like mail order, I remember, and he used to put it in the Mega Drive, and it was like 30 in 1 or something like that. And I'm sure he was a rented thing. That's how I remember it. But anyway, we was playing Paperboy. It's really good. Liked in the arcade. I remember it being not hard, but when I try and play it, I'm terrible at it. But I know it's a lot of people's favourite games. I think it might be Alex Two-Star Gamer is one of his favourite games. But I just can't get on with it at all. I'm shit at it. But yeah, I thought you've got to pick it up, and you've got to pick up Paperboy. I think that one was like 10 quid. I think 8 quid on CEX. Yes, Scott, you should have haggled. I'm an idiot. Now this one, I was very happy with the price, to be honest. Streets of Rage 2. Now, I loved Streets of Rage 1, the Game Gear, of how they made it work with, you do a combination punch as a grab. So they managed to like change the configuration to work with the Game Gear. And it actually plays really well. And I think it was John Bundy messaged me, commented saying, Scott, do you think that's good? Wait for Streets of Rage 2. And look at it, see for yourself, look how good it looks. I'm absolutely buzzing for that. And yeah, so these are sort of things I was looking for, the games you don't see every day at your game shops or CEX. And I wouldn't see that in CEX, it's out of stock. So really, I think that was priced at, I'll tell you what, it's £40. £40 cart only at the, there you go, I can big him up, the fanatic.co.uk. That's who I brought it from. But yeah, that's like similar price at CEX, maybe a couple quid less. But once something's out of stock, you can kind of pay as much as someone's willing to pay for it, can't you? Charge as much as someone's willing to pay for it. But yeah, I was actually over the moon with that. So yeah, so those are the games I picked up. So I picked up a few Lucy Gear games. And yeah, the collection's looking strong now, isn't it? And then picked up some Doom Jaguar games. So yeah, I'm absolutely over the moon, to be honest with you. So yeah, it's really good. Just want to thank everyone for making the weekend what it was. I know a lot of the lads, like Scott, Sega Zombie, all stayed in Airbnb. Looked like they had a right old laugh. Paul Retrobait. I knew I'd forget some names and it would pop into my head. Paul was there as well. It was great to see him. Yeah, everyone stayed and had a good old laugh and good old crack on the Friday. Maybe next time I'll go the night before. That's what I did at Blackpool, and everyone meets up. It's a good crack. But yeah, let me know any events that are coming up. I'll try and keep it short and sweet because I know I like to blabber, don't I? Especially if I had a coffee or a beer. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you soon. I'm Mario. And I am the Hedgehog. And today, with this...